Go Island is brought to you by German Auto Import Network.
It's still several months away, but the reality is sinking in that on July 27th, I will be racing this in the Great International World Championship Bathtub Race. Today on Go, we're meeting the motor. Reflecting on a tsunami in Port Alberni, riding the wilderness in Nanaimo, and a life without plastic in Victoria. We are at Parksville Boathouse today. Why? Because they are part of a crucial team that are going to stop me from killing myself on bathtub race day, maybe. It's not going to be this relaxed. It's pretty comfy right now. It's rough out there, 2 hours roughly on the water. Having a team behind you is crucial. Couldn't do it without the support of Fairwinds, Schooner, Cove, Parksville Boathouse. Today we're going to talk about the motor, what's the difference between stock, modified, and super modified, and what shape is this motor in, actually, because from what I understand, it's seen the bottom of the ocean once or twice. All that's coming up on this edition of Go Island, but we're starting things off in Port Alberni. It is a community that it was reflecting right now. On March 28th, 1964, they were hit by a huge tsunami. It hit in the middle of the night. The community is reflecting on 50 years since that catastrophic natural disaster. Here now with a look at the role that search and rescue played is Jenny Porton. I am told by Jim Skolsky here from the Parksville Boathouse that come race day, July 27th, my life depends on this.
It does.
And what is this?
This is your standard 8-horse Merc motor.
Okay.
With a standard tiller handle.
Okay.
And everything you have rides on this engine.
Can we open the lid?
The lid? It's called a cowling. And
Cowling,
absolutely,
okay.
we can pop it off and have a look inside.
All right.
This is what's going to get you from the start line, hopefully to the finish line.
Okay.
And it's what's referred to as a stock engine. So there's everything on this engine is stock from the manufacturer. You cannot change these at all.
Okay, and when you're looking at it, what kind of shape does it look like it's in? Because it's been ridden a few times.
It looks like it's been through a few things, but no, overall, the shape of it looks pretty darn good.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you'll be all right.
Now, what kind of ride can I expect? I have been on an escort boat.
Okay.
It's very rough, and I don't know how much of that has to do with the conditions on the water or the type of engine that people are running.
It's mostly, the ride's going to depend on the water. And
okay.
It's going to be rough, and it's a rough ride, and everyone that goes out there gets beat up pretty good on it.
Okay, he's making me feel so much better about this decision. Thanks for your votes of confidence.
I'm the only one being honest with you. It's going to be a bit of a rough ride, but this engine will get you hopefully there. It's got a lot of power. It's a 2-stroke.
Okay.
You can't change the prop. You can if it's a modified, but you can't change it on the stock, so the prop is going to be the same. Okay. But the ride itself should be fairly good with this engine. It's got a lot of power.
Now, I don't even know what stroke means.
Cylinder.
A cylinder. What does that mean as far as motor operation
4
goes?
cylinders versus 2 cylinders.
Okay.
This is a 2-cylinder, so it's a little bit lighter motor.
Okay.
But it's going to have more jam out of the hole, as we call it.
Okay.
So
now
a little bit more power on the low end.
And that's going to sort of get me up above the water level, hopefully flying?
Out faster.
Out faster.
Yeah.
Okay, that goes...
Not flying. Not flying, we hope. Not flying.
That maybe goes against my strategy because when everyone's milling about at the beginning, I'm kind of thinking of holding back a bit, letting everybody else sort out the chaos, head out of the harbor, and then I'll just kind of, slow and steady behind everybody. Yeah.
I like that.
Will this
That's
motor...
a good, safe way to do it. This will do it just fine.
Okay.
Yeah. You've got all your powers up on your tiller handle, which is right here.
Right, and it's been extended.
Yeah, it's been extended, so when you're sitting in the boat, you can lean forward. You really want to be leaning forward in these boats to get that nose of the boat down.
Okay.
Right, so you can get up out of the hole and then on a level plane all the way through.
And I'm probably not allowed to actually weight it down.
No.
Put some weights up there.
No.
Cheating.
The only weight in there is you.
Okay, maybe instead of getting in shape, I should just gain a few, huh?
You might want to, no, you look good now. Don't worry about that. You're doing fine.
Okay, well, we're going to talk more about stock, modified, and super modified out here at the Parksville Boathouse after a short break. Still to come today, a destination for mountain bikers, a lifelong love for pottery, and eliminating plastic from her life.
Hi, I'm Stephanie Richards at the Deep Bay Marine Field Station. Did you know that we have a 40-foot gray whale buried in Souk and we're currently fundraising to excavate and re-articulate it so that we can put it on display here at the station.
You're watching Go, and it's all about bathtubbing today on the show. If you've been tempted to race in the Great International World Championship bathtub race, it's not too early. We're trying to bring some new energy, some new life into bathtubbing this year. Back in 1967, the race started with about 200 tubs. Now we're down to about 45, so we need you. You can contact bathtubingnanaimo.com and they'll help set you up. We're gonna go from the waters to the hills today. Mountain biking is popular in Nanaimo, and the Nanaimo Mountain Biking Club is working on some ways to enhance the trails here on Vancouver Island. Aran LaPlante has more. The Nanaimo Mountain Biking Club did receive a grant from the city, $4,950, to help establish the city's first legal mountain biking trail. You're watching Go Island on Shaw TV Channel 4. I love it when timing works out. Greg Dunn is with Fairwinds Schooner Cove Marina, and a huge reason, the reason, I'm racing a tub in this year's Great International Bathtub Race. But there's something else happening, pretty exciting. The HMCS Oriole is coming to Schooner Cove.
April 1st, the Schooner Cove Yacht Club has invited and organized to have the HMCS Oriole come to Schooner Cove on April 1st. There's going to be I think some tours. I know at one point we tried to get on board and do a little tour with Cove, but there's going to be tours available. There's going to be a guest speaker. There's going to be a dinner. I encourage everybody to come down and check out the HMCS Oriole. She has a very storied history. She was commissioned in June of 1921, I believe.
Wow.
Yeah, so she's been around a long time. She's a training vessel for the Oriole. She competes in certain years in the Victor Maui yacht race. So there's lots of stuff going on with the Oriole. It's really exciting for us at Schooner Cove to have the Oriole come, and it would be a fantastic thing for people to get out and see.
And it's kind of like an open house kind of thing.
House,
People just drop by, get a tour. You can get more information at Fairwinds Schooner Cove Marina on their Facebook page or through their website, of course. We're going to head over now to Gabriola Island. Her love for pottery started at a very young age, and it never faded. Kelly Robinson now with a love of pottery. And we're lifting the cowling here on our bathtub that we will be racing this year. We have mentioned that it's a stock tub, which means?
It means we have a stock motor here. I got this motor brand new right out of the box. And I thought that this would be a good choice to have because it is the two-stroke motor. The difference between the stock and the super modified, or stock to modified is modified, you're allowed to change your prop.
Okay.
The super modified, you're allowed to do some different things with the exhaust and the carburetor.
So how would the prop be different than this? It would just be bigger?
Well, there's stainless steel props. Actually, in a lot of cases, they're smaller. The blades are thinner, different stuff like that. So,
okay.
For the stock tub, there's 3 different props that have stock part numbers for this motor, and I have all 3. So we changed the props based on the conditions.
Okay, and I just want you to know that I am learning all of this at the same time that you are. This is part of my bathtubbing education. Thank you so much. So it's good for rough weather.
Yes, it is.
I'm not going to go fast with a stock motor, but it's going to be steady because it's going to get me up above the waves. Is that right?
You're in control of the speed.
Okay.
So you're gonna be able to do that. But no, it's not the super ultra high revving super modified motors that you see skipping across the water, coming in first place sort of thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're going to be middle to back of the pack, and you're going to be just chugging along safely.
Okay, now is it true that this actual motor has seen the bottom of the ocean or pretty close to it a couple of times?
Yes, it's been underwater. Thank you, Bruce.
And Bruce Williams from CTV sunk it, so I have some redemption.
There you go. Yeah, no, we've had the motor underwater several times. Each time we sink the motor, back up to the Parksville Boathouse we come. Right. Jim, Josh, and the guys help us out. They get the boat and the motor all up and running again for us, and away we go again.
Okay. Awesome. It's becoming more and more real every day. The next time you see us talking about bathtubbing here on Go, we might just have it in the water. We're also working on a whole new look. We're looking at wrapping this tub, maybe changing the number. We're sharing the entire experience with you over the course of the next few weeks. I can't be grateful enough to the team who have stood up and said, Kait, you can do this. So I'm putting all my trust in these guys here. We're going to throw things over now to Raji Kabli in Victoria. She's spending some time with a woman who is eliminating plastic from her life entirely. That does bring us to the end of this edition of Go Island, and I'm just listening to Jim and Greg here talking about the different props that they can put on the motor, and it's really kind of refreshing that I don't really have to worry about it. I just have to make sure that I know what I'm doing in the water. There's lots of time to practice that. These guys are going to take care of all the technical stuff. Kind of feel like a diva, and I think I'm liking it. As I mentioned, that is the end of this edition of Go Island. If you'd like more information on bathtubbing, Nanaimo bathtubbing.com is the place to go. And just to note that I'm on holidays now for a couple of weeks. Annette Lucas will interview the mayor next week, and then we'll be leaving Go Island in the very capable hands of Kelly Robinson. Thanks for watching this edition of Go. I'll see you in a couple of weeks.
Go Island is brought to you by German Auto Import Network. Clothing supplied by Catwalk Fashions. Kate's hair and aesthetics provided by Matteo Salon.